Hello and good morning. Welcome everybody to Tuesday's yoga class. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you were here last week, my name is Diane and I'll be guiding you through this class. So let's go ahead and I'm going to meet you back on my mat. And as I'm going back onto my mat, I'm going to just say that let this practice meet you where you're at. So I've brought in a chair. This practice today will be a combination of seated. So whether you're on the floor, a sofa, chair, that it is accessible to everyone. The other thing is we will have some standing in this practice. But again, some of that standing postures can be done from a chair as well. So, all right, so we're going to just start with a check-in. And this is where you feel you meet the ground. So the theme for today is balance and equanimity, so that we can bring more balance, more equanimity into our daily life, of course, into our yoga practice, and also into our heart. Okay. So sense where your body touches a surface, whether it is your chair, the floor, a bed, couch. Just sense where there's a connection. Maybe it's of your feet, maybe it's of your sit bones, maybe it's the back of your body, or all three of those. And do a little wiggle here, kind of like you're creating more sensation, more connection of your body to that surface. And that's actually a way to ground ourselves when we feel connected, not only to these surfaces, but to each other as in this community. And then once you kind of feel that you wiggled your way down and you can start to lengthen your spine, I'm just going to invite you to bring your hands to your heart for a moment and sense inward. How are you feeling? What kind of energy are you carrying at this moment? What kind of sensations are showing up for you? Thoughts, emotions? And also sense your breath. So is there a feeling of the air moving in through the body and a feeling of the air moving out of the body? As you breathe, is there movement in the body? Maybe through the belly, the ribs or chest, shoulders, head. Yeah. And we'll start with a breathing practice called even and equal breath, or samavriti in Sanskrit. And it's a count that you can keep, a count of 3 or 4 or 5 if you like, that you breathe in for this count and then you breathe out for the same count. And we're going to do 8 rounds of this breath, allowing yourself to keep your own count because your breathing pace is different than mine. So, again, if you would like to place a hand or hands on your body so that you can feel the body receiving the breath. And let's begin with just 8 counts. So, you'll start to breathe in for maybe a count of 3, and you breathe out for that same count of 3. It could be 4 as well. Doing 8 rounds of that breath. And think of all the kindness that you're pouring into your body with the breath. And as you complete the last round of that breath, I'll just invite you to notice how that feels, how that landed for you. And it can land in so many different ways, just acknowledging, recognizing how it landed for you. Fine. So we're going to move to a little bit of the neck. I don't know about you, but my neck is always like crunchy. So we're going to take that right ear toward right shoulder. And you can even use your right hand to hold the head up if it's feeling a little heavy. And breathing into that left side of your neck, open your eyes here and turn your gaze down toward the floor or your shoulder or your elbow. And breathe. And now we're going to move our eye gaze up to the left upper corner. Maybe you're looking at the ceiling or something in the room. And again, breathe. So we're doing some cross lateral movements of the eyes to help support balance. All right, bringing your eyes back to center. Maybe use your hand or hands to bring the head back and just notice. And then we're going to take the left ear toward left shoulder. If you would like to, this little pedestal for your head, you can place your hand there. And the same thing on this side is we're going to take our gaze to the lower left corner and look at the floor, your elbow, your shoulder. You're feeling your breath. And then begin to turn your gaze to the upper right. So both eyes tracking over to the upper right side. And as we're crossing left and right brain here with the eyes, you may sense energy shifts, physical sensations, thoughts. Wonderful. And turn your gaze back. Use your hand or hands to bring it back and just notice. Then we're just going to do some little circles of the head, just little tiny circles, relaxing the jaw, relaxing your tongue. And let's circle in the other direction. Good. All right. From here, we're going to come into some spinal movements. And there are 6 ways that we can move the spine. The first is an extension and flexion, or if you're familiar with cat cow in the yogic tradition. So it's moving from the pelvis. Sometimes I like to place my hands here on the sides of my pelvis and my hips and just gently draw the pelvis forward like you're spilling a bowl of water forward, and that's the extension. And then you can gently roll the pelvis back like you're spilling the bowl of water back, and that's flexion. Or this is the cow pose in yoga, coming forward, and the cat pose. Now, if you would like to keep your hands there for the duration of this movement, you may, or if it's more comfortable, you can place them down on your lap. This can be done both in the seated posture and in a chair or another place that you're sitting. Maybe even bring a nice warm smile to your face as you come forward, like you're greeting this beautiful day. Nice. And we'll do one more. These are wonderful to do first thing in the morning to wake up the spine. All right. The next series of movements for the spine is some side to side or lateral movements. So you can take your fingertips down to the floor. So I'll show you 2 ways to do this. One is maybe just leaning side to side. Another, if you would like, is maybe to bring an arm overhead, and that could be your side to side lean, or maybe both arms come out to the side. Okay. And we'll just float between the two sides. Either of those versions still lengthens the sides of your body, moves the spine in this lateral direction. So we get some more fluid there into the spine, more flexibility. We'll do one more on either side. Nice. Beautiful, everyone. Thank you. And then come back to center. Notice maybe you're sitting up a little taller. The third movement of the spine is rotations or twists. So, option here to maybe place the hands on the sides of the ribs and the armpits, or maybe just holding on to the arms or shoulders. And we're just going to do some, I call them huggy twists. So, you're just hugging your body anywhere where it's accessible, right? And we're twisting a little side to side. Now the head can turn with the body. If you want to do a little more into the cervical spine, you can try to glance over your shoulder, or just maybe keeping the head more neutral feels better for you. We're always checking in to make sure that we feel okay. Good. And we'll finish with one more on either side. And then let it relax. Notice. Maybe you still feel like you're moving. Okay. So we have two more things in our seated posture, and then we're going to find our way up to standing for more balance. So all these are a little bit about balance, balancing our spine. This next one is, let me just check my notes here because I wrote it. So we're going to do some arm circles, circling back to our heart. So the arm circles are going to come out and as far up as feels good to you today, and then back into the heart space. Another way to greet this beautiful day, waking up, stretching the body, feeling alive. If your eyes want to glance up as you bring the arms toward overhead, and maybe they track down to your heart space as they come down. Like you're just capturing the sun, right? Just capture the sun and bring that warmth of the sun into your heart space. Let's do two more. And the next time that your arms come overhead, and they can be very bent here, closer in, further up, we're going to interlace the fingers and just do some nice circles. So we're seated circles. And if you're in this cross-legged position and need to switch out your legs, please do. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. Nice. Great. All right. Coming back to center, rest the arms and roll the shoulders a little bit. Nice. All right. From here, transitioning to standing in any way that serves you. I'm just going to move my blanket. And this next two poses or movements can be done from a chair as well. So the first one is a sun salutation. It's a half sun salutation. We'll do two of these. So as you're ready, start to bring the arms either forward and up or out to the side and up. And as you breathe out, again, folding over the legs. If you're in the chair, you can fold over the legs. And on the inhale, maybe you come up halfway to stretch the spine. And on the exhale, we fold again. Good. And then inhale, lift overhead. Just going to show this in the chair. It's the same thing. So inhale, and then exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale, come up halfway. So there's a nice stretch through the spine. And exhale, fold. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way up. And let's bring the hands to the heart space. That is so wonderful for our heart, moving through those different positions. I hope you enjoyed that. The last standing pose, or if you're seated in a chair, is a tree pose. And this is perfect for creating balance in the body. So I'll demonstrate in the chair and then standing. So with tree pose, you have one foot on the floor, and maybe you take your foot to the inside of your ankle, and this could be your tree. Maybe your tree grows limbs and branches, which is very heart opening. Okay. So that would be the chair version. Standing version, you can always, I have a wall here. You can always have that foot again against your ankle, maybe the mid calf. You can bring both hands together or have one at a wall or chair. And let's take one more breath on this side. Imagine your tree, and then release and just kind of shake things out a little bit. Yep, even seated in the chair. And then when you're ready for the other side, let's go ahead and find the opposite side. And this is one way of recognizing that our two sides may be different, and maybe we pour some more love into that other side. Again, if you would like to extend your arms like the branches of a tree, and maybe for a breath or two, imagine you as that tree and your roots reaching far and wide and deep, holding you up, lifting you up, much like the trees do. And take one more breath on the side. And when you're ready, bring the hands back to the heart if they've gone out into their branch-like figures, shapes, and we shake it out again. Awesome. All right, our last practice for bringing in balance and equanimity is called alternate nostril breathing. And this breath is breathing in through one nostril and breathing out through the other. Sometimes our nostrils are stuffed, so you may not be able to do this breath, but you can imagine it happening. So we take the right hand and use the thumb to gently close the right nostril. I'm just resting my other fingers on my brow. And we breathe in through that left nostril. We're going to do 5 rounds. And then you take a finger, maybe your ring finger, close the left nostril and breathe out through the right nostril. And then breathing in through the right nostril. We close that nostril and breathe out through the left. This is the ultimate breathing. Breathe in through the left. The ultimate breathe out through your right. Ultimate breathing for balance. Balancing our 2 hemispheres. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out through the left. And one more round on either side. In through left. Switch. Breathe out through right as the thumb lifts. Breathe in through the right. Open the left and breathe out. Release the hands. Rub them together for a moment, making some warmth. And then bring that warmth to your heart space once again, breathing in through both nostrils, finding that balance, finding that space to be present, grounded, centered. We'll join the palms together as we wish each other namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.